at Abankwa. I am from Ghana, West Africa. Yes, I was born and raised in Ghana. Growing up as a kid, what I remember is a lot of beatings because I was a very stubborn person, and it was only beatings that can put me in my place. You scream and shout, "Stop it, don't do it." It doesn't work with me. Unless I see a cane, koboko, yes, then I'll be put to my place. I remember staying with my stepmom, staying with neighbors, because my parents were never stable, like traveling, working, and all that. So yeah, I never stayed with a family member, but mostly neighbors and all that. And it is amazing. And Ghana culture is a way that both Christian and Muslims and traditionalists coexist. So I had the opportunity to, grow up with a Muslim family. So up to today, I still practice Ramadan, not because I'm a Muslim, but because growing up, I stay with them, going to the mosques and all that. Yeah, so that has really helped me a lot. And I learned most of their beliefs as well to also shape my life. I went to 2 different high schools, and then from there I went to the tertiary to do diploma. From there, I went to Sikkim Manipal University. It's an Indian university. And then from there, I came back to Ghana to do my national service, which Nigeria calls youth service. Yes, we also do youth service in Ghana, but just that we don't wear uniform. Yeah. After that, I came to Ghana for my national service. While I was doing my national service, I was applying for my master's to come to Canada. Not really Canada. I wanted to go to US, but my mom says if I want to pay my own fees, then I should apply and go to US. I did. I got admission. But still, she was like, she's not paying the fees because I need to pay deposit, and then they'll send me I-20 to apply for my visa processing, but she didn't pay. So I have to start the process all over, apply to universities in Canada. I applied to Royal Rose, Thompson River University, but I got admission into all of them. But Royal Rose says I have to do English since my education was in India. Even though I told them that the tutoring was in English, but they didn't believe me. They said I still have to do English language when I arrive. So I'm like, you know what? Scratch down. I went to the second one too. They said I have to write GMAT. And I'm not good at mathematics. So I went to Thompson River University, read the criteria very well. And I noticed that they don't have GMAT, but they said I have to prove that my studies in India was in English. So I have to get a letter from the university in India to send it straight to TRU to prove that my studies was in English, which they did. They were really helpful. And that is how I ended in Kamloops, BC, Thompson River University. Before I landed here, I did a lot of research. I read. Because if you know, you will do better. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. So I read a lot of things about the city itself, the country itself, and how can one strive, because this is a new environment. So when I arrived, the first person I met at the airport was an Indian. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Since I've been there, I know how to relate with them, and everything was smooth. I came during my orientation. I met a lot of Indians as well. I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. So I was able to fit in, and everything was smooth. I didn't find any difficulties like, settling. I didn't have homesick. Because it wasn't my first time leaving my family. So everything was really okay for me. But looking for a job was really difficult. And since I studied in India, I did business administration. So I had a little bit of, entrepreneurship vibes in me. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything, entrepreneurship and all that kind of thing. So I started cooking, and I was posting that time, 2017, 2018, Snapchat was picking up. So I was posting my videos of me cooking, and people would be like, oh, can I have some? Oh, I've not eaten African food for a while, because there are people that comes to abroad, they don't even know how to boil egg. They don't know how to cook rice. So when they see something like that, they want to have a taste of it because most of the time they eat burger. Some people, because of financial issue, they want to save money. Others too, they don't know how to cook. So that's how my cooking journey also started. I started cooking fried rice and jollof rice, and I was selling it. People were buying it, $20, you know, and they were buying it. It was moving nicely. I was doing MBA as well, and MBA, you have classes maybe Mondays and then Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it means those 2 days, you will do all your classes. And then the rest of the week, I have it to my hands. So I was having enough time to study, enough time to socialize, enough time to go to events, enough time to party. So I was everywhere. And people don't understand. Why is this guy always free? You always have to have a goal. You always have to have a structure. You always want to know what you want, and then you go according to it. So that's how I was able to maneuver through it, and I was able to finish it nicely. And I was looking for a job, and then I heard that there's entertainment representative in TRUSU, that's Thompson River University Students Union. So it's by election, voting, and all that, right? And by then, I was doing a lot of volunteer for new students coming in. Whenever there's a program, welcome back to school barbecue, I'll volunteer. So I put myself out there. So when I was doing for that campaign, bro, that particular year, I had most votes for that entertainment committee. Even the whole election, I have majority of the votes. And I was like, look, if I were to contest for president, I would have won because I didn't even advertise. I just put it out there, like, yo, I'm contesting for this position, and then the votes, people came out to vote. At that time, it wasn't online. Now, TRU does it online. You have to go in person to vote. Bro, that's how I won the entertainment representative, and then I helped organize events in TRU. And at the end of the day, I wasn't really satisfied, so I'm like, you know what can I do to bring more entertainment to school? Most students were like 18, 19, 17, they weren't able to go to the club. So I'm like, you know what, let's bring club to school. So I came up with few friends, we came up with fashion club. And then we decided to be like, you know what, we are going to teach students how to dress, how to talk, and how to behave properly, how to present, like, you know, something like public speaking, but not public speaking. We are looking at the branding aspect of every individual. So we decided to go into that. We applied for grant to host an event, and we were granted a grant, and then we hosted one of the best fashion show TRU has ever hosted, and that one also put me on the map of TRU. A lot of people were like, wow, this is a great event. I even had invitation from City of Kamloops to help them organize sustainability event, Expo sustainability event. That was in 2019, and then we collaborated with Value Village, and it was also a very successful event. Through my stay in Kamloops, whilst I'm doing all those things, I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting somebody to get me my cornrows done. I came with afro and all that, right? So I have to shape everything off. And I'm like, you know what, let me go to one of the barbers in town, let them cut my hair for me. What they did for me, I wasn't really happy about it. So I took my own clippers. I bought a clipper from Superstore. It wasn't the best one, but you know, I didn't know better. So I took the clippers, I started cutting my own hair, I put it on my social media. People were like, oh wow, you can cut hair? So that's how I started getting people coming in for haircut. And I was doing it for free. A whole 6 months, I was cutting hair for free. I never charged anyone. So when I noticed that the customer base has increased, I'm like, guys, you know what? I'm gonna charge you people. You come for a haircut, it's $15. Haircuts and beer is $20. Still, they were coming, especially my brothers and sisters from India. They were my majority of customers because one of my roommates was Indian. When I gave him the haircut, he brought a friend brought a friend, a friend brought a friend. I was overwhelmed. Like since then till now, I decided to drop everything and concentrate on the haircut. If I was working at Dollarama, I drop it down. I was working at Moss Clothing for Men, I drop it down. I noticed that, look, working part-time over there and working part-time at home in my laundry room, cutting hair, I was making more than going to work. So I decided to stay home and do it full-time. Yeah, and before I started to, one person that gave me advice, his name is Nayas. Yeah, he was like, yo, get clipper, start doing this professionally, you're gonna make more money out of it. And he showed me where to get the clippers, a place called Sally Beauty Salon. I got it over there, and then I started cutting. I didn't know how to do dreadlocks. I didn't know how to do cornrows. I didn't know how to do box braid, but YouTube University. So sometimes people can be like, I'm not getting a job. I understand that some people don't have that kind of, skill set drive to learn something, but trust me, this part of you just have to read and understand any new environment you go, you understand? So that you will not be suffering, you will not be finding yourself wanted, going through challenges and everything, right? Yes, challenges will come on my way, but whenever they throw challenges around me, I catch it and then put it down and use my legs to step on it. That's what I do. It's just like they throw lemon at you, you grab it, you use it to do lemonade. That's what I was doing. So I didn't see that, okay, this is a challenge. I see everything as opportunity, and then I hold it tight and then I work on it. So that was what has built me to today. And I'm a barber. I'm interested in acting. Acting was like my number one goal after I finished my primary education. In the university, I was given theater act. My mom was like, hell no. None of my children will go and do theater act so that you can be fully on television, national television, that people will be watching you. No, you are not doing that. So that made me to go and do diploma in business, and then from there went to study in that India university. But still, when you have something in you, it is always there. So I had the opportunity to act on stage in Kamloops here at Redeemed Christian Church. And then my first performance, people were like, yo, have you done acting before? And I'm like, yeah, back home, I love to act. They said, like, yo, why don't you start doing skate and all those kind of things? I'm like, it's not something that I'm really into. But I listened to them in 2019. I did a video, A Cheating Boyfriend. That was the title. And they cut off my hair. My hair was really full. They cut it off because they called me cheating, and then they cut my hair off and everything like that. I didn't post that video because I'm like, yo, what will people say? Was my acting on point and everything? I kept the video, and I posted the video 4 days ago this year. And I already have like 500 views. I'm like, yo, that 2019 for her to start doing like by now, so I would say whenever you have something to do, no matter how the fear and whatever, just go ahead and do it. A few years ago, or 1 or 2 years ago, Mr. Daniel also reached out and be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do and whatever. I'm like, okay, sure, put me on board. I'll be glad to be part of the Kamloops Film Association. That's also another thing that I got interested in. And I was able to feature in House 49, and it was really amazing, yeah. I'm not always available. Like the haircut thing has been taking most of my time, especially weekends. I get so much overwhelmed cutting hair. So I'm not really active in that association, but from now going on, I think, for seeing that views I got on the video I posted 4 days ago, I'm like, you know what? I have to start putting more time into this, because you don't know where it may take me tomorrow. Yeah. The kind of world I want to see myself living in is where everyone cares, everyone loves. People don't mind their business. Your business is their business. That's one thing I didn't say earlier on. Growing up in Africa, it's like if you give birth to a child, the child belongs to the whole community. If you're doing something wrong, another person who is not your parent will correct you and be like, yo, stop what you're doing. I'll report you to your mom. Like, they'll put you in your place. Caring for other people is one thing to that. Coming here, I decided to do getting to know a lot of people, building my network, because you say your network is your network. I'm not rich, right? But right now I can go to a restaurant and be like, yo guys, today I'm not paying, I need food to eat. So can you people do something for me? Because of that network connection that I've created, they'll be like, oh, Richard, today, don't worry, it's on the house. There are places that you enter without you not requiring money. There are some businesses that you start without requiring money. Somebody will be like, oh, I know this person. Another person says, I know this person. And then they'll come, you know what? Let's start it. I will sponsor everything. You have the knowledge, be the leader, and then we will support you. So I would say people should really go out there, associate yourself. And moreover, too, when you are doing business or when you are providing services or products, make sure you target the Canadian. They are the majority of this land. So try to target them. Don't be like, okay, I'm going to target only the immigrants. Trust me. trust me, you won't really sell. Like, the market is so broad. We are the minority over here, so why do you want to target only us? You understand? If you are in a bigger city whereby immigrants are like huge, then fine. But if you're in a small city like Camus, you have to open your arms wide to target people. Yeah, so I would say I want to see the next world that I want to live in, most people being financially free, not necessarily being rich, being able to afford basic things, and their connection are able to open doors for them, not necessarily using money to pay for things.